Slugs and snails and puppy dogs' tails. That's what little boys are made of. Some say big boys too. And it would seem quite a few of our rural myths. It's a nasty
Yes,
look.
Anne, it was, yes. The creatures that lurk near to our homes and in our gardens seem to be the focus of more old wives' tales than you can shake a snaily stick at.
Yeah, in the second of his series, looking at rural myths, Morris has been to Castle Donington's allotments to investigate.
They're not pretty, but these little fellas are so good for our soil, they're like bees below ground. We couldn't do without them.
So if the old wives' tale is true, that cutting one in half means it becomes two, shouldn't we all be out there splitting every worm we see?
Absolutely not, because basically only the head end of the worm will regenerate. So when a worm's chopped in half, the tail end will die, but the head end, if it contains enough of the vital parts of the worm, will regenerate a new tail.
So it's not a complete myth?
No, it's literally half a myth.
As an entomologist, Neil Ward records trends in insect populations. But is there any mythical significance to those trends?
What we are hoping to get are some ladybirds, and even better, some ladybird larvae.
Rural wisdom has it that if there are more than 7 spots on your ladybird, we're in for a famine. Fewer, then harvests will be good.
So let's have a look at what we've got.
There we go, some ladybirds.
Fantastic.
We've got the tiny one here, is one of the common ones, which is a 2-spot ladybird. And here we have a 7-spot ladybird.
And that's the British native, isn't it?
That's right.
So what truth could there be to this mythology about the number of spots on a ladybird?
There's no truth at all, because there are a large number of species of ladybird in the UK, and the number of spots varies wildly. So it would depend on which one you found. I mean, there are 2 spots, 7 spot, 18 spot.
Now, how about a modern myth we can use, involving, say, the munching menace? If you've been tempted to fling them over the fence, hang on, because some believe these fellas have a homing instinct. Unless you take them far enough away, they'll simply slime their way back.
Well, to test that myth, meet Alison.
Hi.
Alison has been an allotment holder here for 11 years and looks after these beds completely organically. Now she's taken 10 serial offenders from the beds, and we're going to do an experiment.
Number 1 is taken 10 metres from its bed, number 2 20 metres, number 3 30, and so on. And we're back 5 days later. But how many of them are back? After a thorough search of the beds and sheds...
Not found a single marked one, but I did find that in the water butt. He's obviously moved in now that it's vacant.
So why don't you think the other ones have made it back?
I think there's an awful lot of really nice food on the way back to my allotment that, why would you move?
Now, it's fair to say that our experiment could have been a bit more scientific, but it was inspired by a real experiment that's going on right now in Cornwall on a much longer and larger scale to test if these munching menaces really do harbour a homing instinct.
The truth is out there.
Are we telling me next that buttercups have nothing to do with whether you like butter or not?
You thought it was if you fall in love.
I did, but I thought if you said that, I'd look really stupid. Thanks
I
for
think
that.
you look really nice. I'd prefer falling in love with a buttercup than butter, actually.